From Escape Student Loan Debt, it's the Escape Student Loan Debt Podcast, a show for established professionals whose student loan payments or loan balances are impacting their marriage, their business, their credit, or their dream of achieving homeownership. Tax filings, family planning, insurance needs, purchasing your home, business funding, they're all impacted by your student loans. Learn from a best-in-class 14-year financial pro who has helped professionals get 8 figures of student loan debt forgiven, reduced, reorganized, or expedited. I'm Brenton Harrison, and this is the Escape Student Loan Debt Podcast. Hello. My name is Brenton Harrison, and I am the founder of Escape Student Loan Debt and your host for the Escape Student Loan Debt Podcast. In this short introductory episode, you're going to find out more about the why, the what, and the how of the Escape Student Loan Debt Podcast. So you will learn what this podcast is about, who it's for, what the format is, and what listeners can and should expect from the show. Let's get started.
You're listening to the Escape Student Loan Debt Podcast.
Subscribe now at escapestudentloandebt.com.
Welcome back.
For those of you who don't know me, I am a 14-year financial pro, and I've helped professionals get 8 figures of student loan debt forgiven, reduced, reorganized, or expedited. But you probably want a little background about what those things mean and how this profession came to be. Well, early in my career, I was actually asked to provide loan counseling to the 4th-year medical students at Meharry Medical College in my home base of Nashville, where I was born and raised. And when I was asked to do this and I started giving the loan counseling sessions, the average student loan balance of a 4th-year med student that I was advising was around $250,000, which was at the time just a shocking number to me. And throughout my career in finance to that point, student loans were something that I was aware existed. I knew that it was something that was a major impediment to many people's finances, but I was not fully aware of the crisis in terms of the scale. But over the span of 5 to 6 years of offering these counseling sessions, those 4th-year students who came to me owing $250,000 at the beginning started coming to me owing around $300,000, then $350,000. And now it's not uncommon for me at all to meet a young professional owing over $400,000 in federal and or private student loan debt. I'll even go a step further. I would say that depending on the school that they attended and the industry in which they're entering, it's almost expected for some of these professionals to owe that amount. And I've now gotten to the point where if you give me the school and the industry and tell me a little bit about your story, I can likely project how much you owe before you give me the details. And after about 14 years of doing this, I have personally consulted with over 500 borrowers who owe a collective 9 figures in federal and private student loan debt. And many of these borrowers are minorities, or they're the first in their family that have been positioned to make a high income while also navigating just an ungodly amount of student loan debt. And for professionals who owe these amounts, I recognized that they often separated themselves into 2 camps. There are those who are so overwhelmed by the debt that they choose to ignore it. They hope it goes away. They don't want to talk about it. They're just hoping that by ignoring it, they can relieve the stress and anxiety that comes with owing these amounts. And then there are those who realize that having a strategy for this debt can help them as they navigate their career, building a family, or even pursuing entrepreneurship. And for professionals in search of these strategies, they were the catalyst for us creating our online course, Escape Student Loan Debt, and now the Escape Student Loan Debt Podcast. This podcast will provide insight into the most critical areas that affect all borrowers with private and federal loans, from tax filings to investment structuring, insurance planning, purchasing your home, business funding, and many of these lessons are taken directly from the Escape Student Loan Debt course.
This is the Escape Student Loan Debt Podcast,
A show for established professionals whose student loan payments or loan balances are impacting their marriage, their business, their credit, or their dream of achieving home ownership.
We'll be right back.
Are you interested in learning the tools and techniques we use to get student loans forgiven, reduced, reorganized, or expedited? Well, great news. We're currently updating our flagship course, Escape Student Loan Debt, to reflect the current changes in the student loan landscape. To stay up to date on the launch of the course and opportunities to sit in on our live recording sessions, head to escapestudentloandebt.com and join our email list now.
You're listening to the Escape Student Loan Debt Podcast.
Subscribe now at escapestudentloandebt.com.
Welcome back.
The Escape Student Loan Debt Podcast was created specifically to teach borrowers with private and federal loans strategies and tips for doing one of four things. And those are getting your student loan debt forgiven, reduced, reorganized, or expedited. And we're going to cover a lot of great topics as it relates to escaping student loan debt, and all are welcome to tune in. If you have a ton of student loans, a small amount, even if you have someone you love who has them. But based on my experience, I think you're going to get the most out of this show if you're currently in one of the following four places. You owe $100,000 or more on your student loans, and your monthly payment is impacting your marriage, your business, your credit, or your dream of achieving homeownership. So let's talk about the framework for the show. We're going to offer episodes as micro episodes. And in each 10 to 12 minute micro episode, you're going to have a jam-packed amount of value, breaking down the major areas of importance, again, for borrowers with private and federal student loans. And these episodes will not only be available on your favorite podcast network, but also we're releasing them on our YouTube channel, Escape Student Loan Debt, where we'll release longer form content diving deeper into some of the areas that we're going to cover in this podcast. We'll be releasing one micro episode every other week for a total of 2 episodes per month. And we're doing micro episodes because we believe in getting right to the point and delivering intense value. I know if you're like me, you're probably subscribed to a number of different podcasts. The last I checked, I'm subscribed to over 40 of them. Some of them are micro podcasts. Some of them are 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour in length, or even longer in some cases. And realistically, for those longer form podcasts, I may enjoy them, but they don't give me the ability to get what I need in what might be a quick trip to the grocery store, a trip to pick up the kids, or a brief drive into the office. Many of us lead very busy lives, and while I know you love to be able to sit and listen to me for an hour straight talking about federal and private student loans, I just don't think it's feasible for those who are going to be listening to this podcast. Each week on the show, we're discussing topics related to escaping the crush of student loan debt. And this will include, but not be limited to, things like the impact of student loans on relationships with your family and loved ones, federal and private loan repayment strategies, the financial impact of changes in how lenders view your student loan payment, student loan considerations when filing your taxes, relevant news in the student loan space, and more. And we're going to provide this highly actionable content in short 10 to 12 minute micro episodes. Join us next episode as we discuss the history of the student loan crisis and how it can give you a hint as to some of the future developments we might see in the student loan space. And don't forget to subscribe at escapestudentloandebtpodcast.com. From Escape Student Loan Debt, this was the Escape Student Loan Debt Podcast, a show for established professionals whose student loan payments or loan balances are impacting their marriage, their business, their credit, or their dream of achieving homeownership.